This is Allison Rossett coming to you from the campus at San Diego State University. If you're interested in being a Superman educational technologist or a Wonder Woman educational technologist, something kind of like this, how can you find that out? Well, you can ask people. And what I did is I thought back on great ones. I used a technique I often use in the business. I thought, who's great? Who are the water walkers? Who's Wonder Woman and Superman educational technologists? And what are they like? How did they come to us? What were they great at when they left us? In fact, they don't really leave much. So as they tell their stories, as they go on about their careers. So let me look at this list and let me tell you a little bit about it. I'm going to talk about Joan and Bob, and Erica and Lisa and Jim. I could talk about scores more, but I'll just do a few so you get a sense. And you can ask yourself, am I like them? Can I aspire to be like them? Let's start with Joan. When she came to us, she was a high school English teacher. She already had 2 masters. She decided she wanted a 3rd. She was so curious. She had so much energy. She must have worked 8 days a week. She was a great writer. She was systematic. She was the most superb time manager. She was raising 3 sons. She was working in a high school, and she was doing the most fabulous job in our masters. Joan has gone on to an amazing career as a consultant, working for Anderson Consulting. Started off at a company called Courseware. Done amazing things. Lisa, amazing. Business background, computer systems background, pharmaceutical industry. Searched the world, visited many ed tech programs, and decided to move her 2 children to San Diego. And so she did. Lisa is so people-oriented, so smart, so conceptual. She takes feedback, builds on it, and makes something better even than anyone could have imagined. In a deep way, Lisa understands how important it is to add value to the customer and their request. She's born to be a consultant. She's terrific at managing herself and her time. She's very self-regulating. She's great with people. Lisa's a full-time consultant now. Erica is a leader, detail-oriented, a researcher, always exceeds all expectations. The Coast Guard sent her to us, as they do a few people each year to get their master's degrees. And Erica, like so many of the Coast Guard officers, exceptional, organized, over-delivers. Still in the Coast Guard now, taking her vacations to travel the world and do generous things, volunteering after Katrina in New Orleans, and sending back information to those of us who wanted to know, could it really be as devastating as it appeared on television? And it was. And she was there delivering services. Very, very smart, systematic, creative, incredible. Betsy was a media developer when she came to us. She'd already published books on Dreamweaver. She's productive, she's visual, she's takes difficult things and turns them into something tangible, results-oriented, loves to complete things. Interestingly, half of her program she did online from the city where she lived. The other half, she moved to San Diego, did it here. Worked great. She's gone home and is a consultant, although recently she told me she's thinking about coming in from the cold and for a while at least taking on a position inside an organization. Let me talk about Jim. Jim worked at the zoo as an educator, doing tours, driving the bus and the train, giving the information that they do at the San Diego Zoo. He was also in the emergency medical technician field before he came to us. Organized, incredibly self-managing, customer-focused, really good at making people like him and want to give him projects and want to share their problems and their opportunities with him so that he can add value. He handles his customers extremely well, and he knows something that's important in the business. It's better to keep a client than to go searching for a new one. I'll close with Bob. When Bob came to us, he was an interior designer. Visual, graphic, creative, strategic, far-seeing, putting things together that people ordinarily wouldn't put together and then making them understandable. He had a way of taking complex things and making them simple. That's so much better than the opposite, which is taking simple things and making them complex. And many tend to do that. You'll be good at this field if you do the former, not the latter. Bob spoke numerous languages, was a man of the world, traveled the world before he came to our program, at ease everywhere, very global. And his career, that's exactly what he did with his career. He worked for an international consulting firm, lived all over the world. Are they smart? Yeah. Are they diverse? Absolutely. Are they curious? Indeed they are. Are they easy to deal with? Do they work well on teams? For sure, for certain. They're people you want to work with. They're people you want to talk to. Might you be one of those people? Hope so. Get in touch. Become an educational technologist, instructional designer, a human performance technologist, a training and development specialist, a workforce learning professional. Join us.